And welcome back to the Market Wolf, where I give you the best bear case, the best bull case, and my opinion. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. If you're returning, please definitely hit that like button. And let me tell you what, people, I am back on the scent. I am back on the track. This market had me a little thrown off the last couple of days. You know, I wasn't feeling good 2 days ago. And on top of that, the market was being strange, weird stuff going on. I tell you what, this is Apple right here, and I want you to know that the market has been hanging on by a thread, and that thread has been Apple. Right now, we are basically sitting on the 30-minute with this huge move down, which moved everything today, and we are on a little bear pennant here. Now, something to keep in mind about these moves here. Here. And here, what's the volume? It's crap. Here and here, that was okay, but basically all of it crap. We rode up all of this, even this section right here, this increasing volume right here. Let's just call that what that is, right? That is crap. All of this is crap. And it was a big bullish fake out, and it even got me towards the end here. I'm going to show you how this has been carrying the S&P 500. Okay, so let's take a look at the S&P 500. We're on the 30-minute, and oh, look at this. Why? It's the same exact thing. Crap. Anomaly. Right? But this was, okay, yeah. So we went up on crap and more crap. What threw me yesterday was that we did have a decent bit of incoming volume there on this candle. And I thought, wow, maybe this isn't a bull fake out. Maybe we really are about to go back up and retest some of these levels. But as we know, today we've seen that when you smell crap, you should just assume it's crap. And that's what the Market Wolf is going to do from now on. Now, this is the move I had been expecting for the last more than 48 hours, to be honest. And I think that's right. Anyway, it's been a while. I want to show you what I think is going to happen tomorrow here. If you haven't noticed already, I've completely revamped the charts. Our yellow lines are our fib circles. Our green lines are going to be uptrending supports and channels. Our red lines are going to be downtrending supports and channels. And the white lines, I think they pop a little better. So that's going to be our support and resistance. If you have any suggestions, please in the comments section, let me know what you think. If that works for you and you can see this pretty well, let me know. If you'd like to see something else, let me know. I'll use whatever color scheme you think will work best for you on the screen. I want you to be able to see what's going on here, and I want you to be able to see the price out to the side. So, your best bull case for tomorrow. I believe, since we've got this bearish divergence happening again, I believe it's even carried over into the 2 hour. I believe we're back in bearish divergence mode. It was just a brief fake out. Yes, we're right back into our bearish divergence. We went bullish. That's the other thing that caught me. We went bullish on the 2 hour on that divergence there. And that was the other thing. I was like, wow, well, maybe this really is going to happen. Because typically on the 2 hour, you're beginning to get some confirmation. So that's the other reason that I was really starting to think that I was losing my mind. Because volume is not telling me the same story. And when you're not seeing those things line up, something's not quite right. And look, you just got to stick with the basics. So that was definitely a fake out to the upside there. And I think what we're looking at for tomorrow, let's take it back to the 30-minute. I think your best bull case, since we are basically oversold on everything, is that we are going to get a bounce. I think you can bounce up here to 395. 3.4. You'll have to come back down and back test 392.31, and you may even spill down into the 39014. But then I believe you're going to pop back up to the 396.8 39696 approximately, and then begin to put on a handle. So I think that's your best bull case. I think the best bear case for tomorrow is that we just M-top reverse out of this channel between 39231 and 39014. We head down, we kind of test 38832 and dollar around there, and then we just kind of pop on down. And we got to get, I believe that, there's going to be a back test of this 38509, and I'll show you why in a minute, because the purple case here is something I'm thinking similar to what might happen. It doesn't have to play out exactly this way, just similar. So I think that we're definitely going to get not a dead cat bounce, we're going to get a pedestrian bounce tomorrow. Now, I think that pedestrian bounce could go all the way up to 39534. And then I think we head down from there, and I think that we have got to back test the 38509. Now, of course, on the because I think that's gonna put in a double bottom, and we need a double bottom right now. I think the market has to have a double bottom right now because of all of this crap right here. Okay, because the market doesn't like it up there, doesn't believe it. Okay, so I think we got to have the double bottom. I don't think there's any way around it. I think it's going to happen. The only question from that point is really, do we just go back to, from that double bottom, do we start working our way back up? Or do we really go into discovery here in the opposite direction and we come down and hit this fib line? Do we have a big drop tomorrow with this bear case? And I think Apple may tell part of that story here, because Apple, what you need to watch tomorrow on Apple is off this bear pennant is, okay, we got this great incoming volume at the end of the day, right? Just like on SPY. But what was all this? It was all crap. This was all crap, right? Are we suddenly bullish now because we had all this volume come in? No, this is simply a block order right here where a lot of people are coming in because there's definitely, it looks like definitively possibly support here, even though all this is crap, right? So what we need to watch for tomorrow is, what is Apple going to do? Is Apple going to have a drop and then double bottom itself and then come back up and then maybe start to ride this fib line back up? Because you have to understand that Apple is carrying the market, and then that would kind of be an opposite case to what I'm talking about in the S&P 500. It would be similar to my case right here in purple, with the exception that, and this could happen. It could happen that way. What could happen tomorrow is you could get a faster back test of the 38509 on SPY as Apple were to do that same thing, and then it could come up to this level and complete this cup. It could bounce from there and do that. That's a possibility as well. The thing is, the reason I've got several cases here, in my opinion, actually is really a couple of different things when I look at Apple, and I'm also looking at the S&P 500, is because we are going to have to come up and back test these crap areas at some point. Because we do have a gap on both Apple, and because we gapped down this morning, right? So usually these gaps get filled eventually. The only question is when. This does not have to happen tomorrow. I think with all of the bearishness, really, I think the purple case is the most likely case for me. That's my first opinion. And then my second opinion would be something like you see play out here on Apple, where you definitely put in a double bottom, which would also double bottom on SPY, but then you would ride this fib line up on Apple, which would probably also take us up, on the S&P 500 to our cup here, right? But I don't know if Apple can hold. I really don't. That's up in the air right now as to whether it can hold, because, it doesn't have to run on this fib line, right? I mean, we think about all of the bearishness we see, even on volume, on the bearish divergences. The momentum is, trying to swing back around, but again, I believe that's just going to be a pedestrian bounce up, and then we're going to head back down because of all the other bearish signals we've got, because the market doesn't believe in this area up here. I think the other thing that could happen after you put in that double bottom is we just go back into this really boring accumulation zone right here. Like, well, maybe we'll come up eventually, right? But because we've been through that. We've been through that a couple of times now. So that's another possibility. We're really kind of in a strange spot because the market doesn't really want to be up here. Some of the market wants to be up here, right? But you look at what's happening there, and it's mostly sell volume. There's not a lot of incoming volume at all when you look at it. So it's rejected this spot here. It's like, no, I don't think so. We'll have to come back up here and retest and see if we get some solid foundation down here. Will we begin to move up? And I'm just talking about this on Apple because, look, SPY is being carried the same way. Right? Apple is holding this market up. You go look at many of these different stocks or ETFs, they move like Apple because Apple is such a huge portion of the market. You can see the same thing on Tesla sometimes and some of these other tech stocks. There's just no getting around it. A lot of the ETFs are tech heavy as well. And so the whole market in these big cap stocks, they're kind of based on this. So those are the bear cases. Those are the bull cases. Those are my opinions. I think we see a pedestrian bounce tomorrow. I think ultimately we head back down. We probably in the day, it depends on how fast it plays out. We could in the day not really going much of anywhere if we bounce up from this double tap down here on this double bottom. But I think we definitely have to be shooting for double bottom here, and I won't lie, I'm rooting for this thing to break down. I'm kind of with the bears on this thing. This is a conservative opinion here. I'd like to see this break down. I'd like to see Apple break down further. I think that the Federal Reserve, if you really look at what they are trying to do, they are trying to break the market. They are trying to push us into recession because they know that's the only way that they can stop inflation. They're not going to come out and say that, but that is just the bottom line. It's the same thing that, that Volcker had to do under the Reagan years in driving us into 2 recessions to get inflation under control. Somebody has to be the adult in the room. Somebody has to stop printing the funny money. Somebody has to make the insanity stop. So whether the Fed wants to take credit for it or not is another thing, but I believe that we are already in a recession. I believe next month. We're already hearing from truckers that their loads are just not even existent, really. They're just, right now should be like huge movement of goods, and they're hardly seeing anything. This time of year is second only to Christmas time. So keep that in mind, people. And if that's what's happening right now on the ground, next month when the data comes out, that means recession. We'll see you next time on The Market Wolf.